Yesterday, I showed off this frog ornament that I have. It sings Jingle Bells. I absolutely love it, but my family hates it because they think it's super annoying, and they always tell me not to put it up. But I always do anyway. And you guys were so incredibly positive towards the frogs in the comments. I'm sure all three of the frogs really appreciated that. And I did too, quite frankly. But then I was sent a video from my friend CarsIgnite95 who showed me a Christmas decoration that he has.
Yeah, and he has a little song for you.
Sorry, CarsIgnite. I think there's only space for 3 frogs that sing Jingle Bells in this town. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty surprised with what car my random name picker chose today. It's a custom McQueen from Cars Adventures, specifically Return to Radiator Springs McQueen, who's been the main McQueen in Cars Adventures ever since 2020 when I introduced it in Lap 2 Season 2. The funny thing is, it's only day 4 of 25 days, and this is already the second custom we've reviewed, and the second McQueen. The first day had a custom review, and the third day had a McQueen review, and now we have both in one. Hello everybody, welcome back to another review, and to day 4 of 25 Days of Suggestions 2024 today, we're going to be taking a look at Return to Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen from Cars Adventures, a suggestion from Jordan C. Productions. Thank you so much for the suggestion, as always. But before we begin and take a closer look at the main McQueen from Cars Adventures, we of course have to open up today in the advent calendar. Yesterday, we found out that this year's track pieces are actually a nice translucent glittery green, and I got a feeling that today we're gonna have the next track piece. I also have a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's going to be a good night. They sure had a song about that. Okay, this is a total pain. Ugh. These doors were so annoying to open last year, and they kept ripping and ripping other parts of the calendar. These weird circular doors, and unfortunately, it looks like that problem is going to persist into this year, and that's really annoying for the longevity of this product. Yeah, look at this. It's just... Ugh, it doesn't rip cleanly, and now it's just kind of a mess. You know what? We'll deal with that off camera and try to make it look nicer. But that is really annoying. There we go. Now it's coming off cleanly. I really hate that it just doesn't work as well as the square or rectangular doors. Yeah. Ugh, it's so annoying because it makes the whole thing look awful. But there we have it. Today's track piece, which I now have to painstakingly remove from the box. The struggle, it never ends, guys. All jokes aside, I am happy to see that this year's track pieces are actually different from last year's. At first glance, you might think that they are the exact same, but no, they're actually different, which is really nice. So here is today's track piece taken out of the advent calendar, and it does look really nice. I'm absolutely loving these glittery, translucent pieces. This, of course, is going to connect to the courthouse that we got a few days ago, but, you know, last year the courthouse didn't really stay in until we had 2 of these track pieces, so I'll wait to attach it. For now, though, we can attach our 2 pieces of track together, starting to make the base of the tree there. Anyway, let's of course move on to today's review, that of course being Return to Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen. This is an item I'm really excited to review because I don't think I've reviewed it since I made it back in 2020. This is a custom that means a whole lot to me because it's the main McQueen I use in Cars Adventures. In 2020, Cars Adventures Lap 2 began, starting off with a plotline where McQueen goes undercover and is in his primer paint job because he's trying not to look like a racer anymore. And when he came back to Radiator Springs in the following season, I thought it would be fun to change things up a bit and give Lightning his own signature look for Cars Adventures. McQueen always has a signature look in each major Cars project, so I thought, why not give him one for Cars Adventures? And it's a design I like so much that I'm still using it in the series 4 years later. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule. Every December, when I do holiday stuff in Cars Adventures, like holiday seasons or the holiday shorts, I will use one of the Christmas McQueens, and after Cars on the Road came out, I used On the Road McQueen for the entirety of 2023 up until December. But this year, I brought back this version of McQueen. I've considered kind of renaming the custom to just Cars Adventures McQueen, but for now, I'll keep calling it Return to Radiator Springs McQueen, since that was the original name. It's also the name Jordan C. Productions used to refer to it for the suggestion. The design philosophy behind this McQueen was pretty simple. It was to make a McQueen that combines elements from several other McQueens. And I did that by using several different colors that we often see on McQueen. Primarily, of course, he's red, but I also made a large portion of him blue in reference to Fabulous McQueen, which is one of my personal favorite McQueen paint jobs and what he was using in Cars Adventures before he had this paint job. And I also added some black on the sides because a lot of other Cars Adventures McQueen designs used black as one of the main colors, like in Redline / McQueen's team and that whole saga. So these are the three main colors that I've used for McQueen designs throughout Cars Adventures, and that is sort of what I came up with. It kind of reminds me of the Final Battle McQueen, or as I like to call him, Harlequin McQueen, where he just has that whole kind of jester-looking pattern with all the different colors and designs. I think that this McQueen does that concept a whole lot better, and to this day, it's still a personal favorite design of mine. It's a very rare case where I came back in later on and actually gave it another coat of paint. Earlier this year, I realized that the paint was really starting to wear away, especially by the eyes, so I gave him some new coats of paint in all different colors, all the colors on him fully redone. As you could actually see the blue colored over the original blue kind of creeping out there a little, just to make this McQueen look as good as new. We've got the LM rating there on the hood. In all honesty, I don't have access to doing customs with decals. It's something I'd really like to learn how to do, but I haven't yet. So I always have to do kind of more simplistic designs for my custom. So instead of giving him a Rusty's logo or anything like that, I decided to cement McQueen's legacy by putting his initials on the hood. And I also put this little lightning cup design in between them. Lightning bolt design in between them. Sorry. This would go on to inspire the Lightning Cup designs in Ty's Cars 4. That's what I was meaning to say beforehand. So I got this lightning bolt that inspired the designs for the Lightning Cup, which of course had the lightning bolt in the middle and then the LC on either side. That was inspired by this Cars Adventures McQueen paint job. On the side, we got the number 95, as well as this orange stripe that divides the red part from the black part. And I did this to sort of reference the typical lightning bolts that you would see on the side of McQueen. We still have this sort of angular shape in a downwards motion, but instead of being a lightning bolt, it's just kind of reminiscent of, the space a lightning bolt would take up on McQueen. And it helps with this concept of these different McQueen colors. Again, I'm a really big fan of how I did this design. Not to toot my own horn, but I think this is one of my personal favorite McQueen designs. If I didn't like it, I don't think I would still keep using it to this day, This is also one of my favorite things to see fan art of. I absolutely love seeing people do artwork or other customs of this McQueen. I've seen some people do their own takes on this custom. I've seen several people do edits or fan art of it. And it's just really cool to see this McQueen kind of take off within my community, within my viewers, my fan base, and see people edit it onto a real McQueen and see what McQueen would really look like with this paint job, or see other people adapt it as a custom. I'm honestly honored whenever I see stuff like that. We got black wheels on the back, red in the front. I was doing 2 wheel colors before the GRC made it cool. On the back, we've got his taillights here. This needs work. I feel like I say that whenever I review one of my customs. I'll flip it to the back and be like, yeah, that's not that good. Probably because I'm not often looking at the back. He does have his headlights, though. The headlights I just didn't paint over. Simple as that, Taillights here are just very simple shapes done in yellow, orange, whatever. But on the front, I kept the original headlights intact, just like how I kept the Lightyear logos intact. These smaller details that I know I couldn't replicate myself all that well, I just kept them as they were on the original. Finally, there is a look at the base, and there you have it, guys. Return to Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen, one of my all-time favorite custom designs. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the next day of suggestions. Bye now.